balls and just relax and hit it. You can hit these up here. Kind of just you can take a look from behind and front, kind of see what you see, and then we'll go in and take a look at it. What are you guys looking at? I'm going to have you maybe just hit 2 or 3 shots, and then everybody kind of has a picture in their mind of what you're doing. So you're good. One more. Okay, let's all gather around over here a little bit and let's take a look. Posture-wise, you know, you're up here 56, 57. This probably should be in the mid to upper 40s, maybe somewhere in that neighborhood right there. Everybody see that right there? I think any of you that have the iPad and have the V1, which is what this is, comes with a certain amount of models that you can, you know, if you were in here with me and we were watching your swing, the first thing I would do is I would show you your posture. I would come over here and show you the difference and you see that amount of bend right there, and show you if the posture is good in the back, that allows the arms to hang a little bit freer. And the fact that you're kind of up in that 56 degree versus down in here puts you a little bit tall and probably puts you in a position where you're going to be maybe scrunched up a little bit at impact. You guys are right. I think the grip tends to get a little bit strong. The problem is a strong grip is okay unless it results in this. And I don't know, did anybody see the club face at the top of the swing? Really closed. So that's probably a little bit to do with that regripping and the strong grip that you guys had mentioned, and the regripping right at the start. I'm a huge fan of strong grips. I think we probably all are. But if it leads to, see that's the swing plane right there, and I'll put a line on the back of the hips and we'll put a line on the head so we can just monitor the body a little bit. See, and that's a little closed right there. I mean, if you're looking from the back view, that club is probably about like that. And that's not necessarily that closed. I mean, that's not far off from being about perfect. Some people like the club face straight up in the air, and other people like it a little bit turned in like that. But I want you to watch as we go up here. Now take a look at the club face. The club face should match the plane. So at the top of the swing, his club face is like this. Everybody see that? And it probably should be more like this. This is open, and this is closed. If you look real close at his club face, it's really closed at the top. The problem with the closed club face is, and watch this right here. Look how beautiful. That's why I was saying your swing is really good. You're on plane really well. Head drops a little bit, but Tiger and Roy's head drops a little bit. But you see that club face right there? It's pretty close at that point in the swing. You couldn't be on a better plane. Your hips are turning really, really well right there. Your head dropped a little bit, but it stays in position. And the club basically got back to a very good plane right there. And then look at the club come out right here. See that? So not only is it closed a little bit at the top, but it comes out closed. So you kind of have a double whammy why you would struggle going left a little bit. You don't miss to the right a whole lot, do you?
I used to.
Yeah, and you fixed it? What'd you do to fix it? Close the club face? And look at your finish right there. You have a very good golf swing. I mean, you do a lot of things well. Okay, now watch from here. I think from here, one of the things it's good to draw if you have your cameras. Obviously, you want to shoot from right in front, but 90 degrees up from both ankles is a good place to start. And that way you can see hands are in a good position. The ball might be a little forward for a 7-iron, but is that what you're hitting?
Yeah.
7? Might be a little forward. It could bring the ball back to maybe where the club head is, but it's not too far out of position. And you don't overswing. I mean, you're lucky enough to be able to turn your shoulders well, get the club back to parallel. You can see there's a good shot of the club face right there. See how closed it is? But you stay within the box pretty well. You don't move around much. You start down. You can see the lower body move through this line. You know your weight's over on your left side. Is everybody wondering why his hips are firing so much? They have to keep the club face from being dead closed at impact. So that's what Dustin Johnson and some of these players on tour that play with a really closed club face, Jim Furyk, their hips are so fast through impact, it holds the club face off just a little bit so they don't go left every single time. See, there's impact. Oh, you have a good swing. You have a very good swing. I want you to, so one thing, I think everybody's eyes are fast enough to see, because everybody really got the setup very good. I mean, his grip's a little strong, shoulders might be just a little bit open. Posture could certainly be just a little bit better, more down in this range right here. We can work on that when we get outside. But one position you should all learn to see if you can fix your eyes on, when the club gets to the top here, before it starts down, see if you can catch the club face at the top of the swing. Does that help you to see the difference in that club face right there? There's a huge difference. The club face should match the plane, but it also should match that arm. So you can see his arm is really good position. It's right across the shoulder plane. His right elbow's down. Those are great positions. And if the club face were good, it would be about like that. Instead, it's kind of like that. So I think sometimes, and everybody's a little bit different. Sometimes you see someone with a closed face like this just hitting the ball fantastic. But I think if you're struggling with direction, it's probably good to start to work on fixing that club face a little bit. That would be the only thing. And there's a couple of ways you can do it. I want to set up like you're going to hit a ball there. Let's check this. I'm not going to put the cameras on, but actually let's do this. Set up right there and look in here and face everybody, like you're going to hit a ball. Here's a good way to check out. Are you ready to hit now? Take your hands and now hold the club straight out here in front of you and extend your arms out as far as you can. So you can see his club face isn't too bad right there. See how that's a pretty square club face? Now go ahead and get ready to hit again. Okay, now go ahead and start the club back. Now stop. There's that club face, which may or may not cause it, but more than likely. Okay, start again. Now then. Okay, take your normal grip. Got it? Okay, now don't move your hands. Just swing the club back from there. You want. Okay, now go on to the top. Look at the difference in that club face right there. Pretty good, isn't it? So that's a good club face at the top, and this is where you're probably more comfortable right there. That's where you are at the top of the swing. But everybody can see the difference in that and that. Obviously, if you make that change at first, you probably would want to have a little bit of a strong grip, but you want to be careful not to do what these guys are saying. You start off with a pretty strong grip, and then you go like that, and then from there, that allows the club then to rotate to the top and get even a little bit more closed right there. Let's see that one more time. Start with your grip. Okay, start the club back. Very good. He didn't do it that time, did he? So that probably would be a good fix for him right there. The ball might go right, it might not. You do so many good things on the camera. You're on plane, your body does the right thing. The only thing I might tell you to do now, set up here like you're going to hit a shot for us again. And let's see if we can correct your posture just a little bit. So now that you know that this angle is pretty high, this is 56, how would you go about correcting? There you go. How's that look to everybody? Does that look better? Spine's a little bit lower. And if you have good eyes, in a perfect world, you would like this angle in this angle to be at a right angle. You see that right there? And which would be hard if this is too far up here like that right there. So bend at the waist, get the arms away from you just a little bit. Not too much, just a little bit. Something like that right there. How's that feel? Now see if you can swing to the top without re-gripping it. And look at that club face right there. I think if you worked on your posture and you worked on not re-gripping and getting the club to the top right there with a little bit more of a square club face and hit balls, I think your consistency would go through the roof because of all the good things you already do on the camera. Pretty good, huh?
I have a lot of kids that do that. What I did is I bought the grips with the hands already there.
Yeah.
So their tendency is not to move their hands.
Okay.
Because they would do that. They would get there and the right one, they would move it.
It feels strong to move that right one under.
It's kind of harder to move your hands when the grip already has a setup on it.
Yeah, good. That's good. And another good way you can do if you don't have those grips is, okay, set up like you're going to hit a ball force. Now, go ahead and get ready. Okay, so now I want you to hold the club above the ground a couple of inches. So if you have them start from there, they can't regrip it, because if they regrip it, the club will fall down. So you can hover the club just above the ball right there and learn to not regrip it from there, because if the club's on the ground, you basically eliminate the weight, and then it's easy to regrip that golf club a little bit right there. So you could do that and help yourself with that. That's a good way to play, and that way if the ball ever moves, you don't get assessed a penalty because you never grounded your club. Okay? All right, does that make sense with everybody? I mean, I think everybody did great. I mean, I think you saw the shoulders were a little open, the posture could have been a little bit better, and everybody's eyes are fast enough, because at one point the club comes up here and it almost stops before it starts down. So condition your eyes to look here at the top to see if this is pointed straight down like this, or in his case, way up like this. And then you'll know you're dealing with a really open or a really closed face, and then that'll give the direction almost away instantly, because outside you can see when he hits the ball correct, that ball takes off to the left. And it's not because he's not on a good swing plane, it's just because the face is so closed that the only way it could not go left is he'd have to fire his hips like crazy, and he'd have to learn to kind of hang on a little bit like that right there. But he doesn't. He releases it. So he releases it with a closed face, and then the ball even goes further left.